Hello everyone, this is Julia and I am back with another computer adventure. Now the last time I ever did a computer adventure was back in 2018, which is a pretty long time ago. So I thought, why not do another computer adventure on another computer and hopefully this goes well, because I have a plan for this computer and I just hope it works. Now again, this video is probably going to be an hour, might be more than an hour. I don't know when I'll edit and upload this. It just depends, but hopefully not, too far off from when I recorded the video. But this is an Acer laptop that I was given by my brother's friend back in like May or June of 2022, and I got the computer. I haven't done much with it at all. I did power it on a few times, but I haven't really done anything with it in particular. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let's do something with it in a computer adventure, because you guys love those. Now, I'm going to be the only one in the video. I know with the last couple, I think I had people in them, but this one is just going to be me, just like the old-fashioned days when I used to do computer adventures and I was the only one in the video. It's going to be like one of those. So, this computer right here is an Acer. What kind of Acer, you may ask? Well, let's open it. So, it's an Acer Aspire 9410Z. Now, it does have some stickers on it. I don't know what this is, to be straight up honest. We got a Pentium sticker, so it's got a Pentium processor. A Vista sticker, so this is a Windows Vista era system, which I don't even know if I ever done a computer adventure on a Windows Vista era system. Back then it was always like XP for the most part, and sometimes 7. But I think I did more XP adventures than I did with other adventures. But yeah, this computer is really old and not very good. And yeah, I have my old charger plugged in from my Acer Aspire 5532 because that does work on this Acer. So that's the charger I have currently plugged into it right now. So with this computer, I got given it. Now let's boot it so I can show you guys what the boot up looks like. I will say this computer is really slow. It takes forever to start up, but we're going to start it up so I can show you guys how slow it is. We're gonna look around at what? What? Excuse me. What is it doing? And why does it say XP? What? This booted before? Okay, I'm really confused right now. I did not boot into the recovery, and it booted into the recovery. Failed to get partition 1 drive letter. I didn't ask. Did I just hear it beep? What? Is the drive dead? Are you serious? Did the drive die before I could show it? Why? This booted earlier. I'm so confused. What? Okay, this is so weird. Because now it's just booting in recovery and I cannot get it out of the state. We get it. Can you boot normally? Let's try this. I don't like that sound I'm hearing from it. What did that say up there? I need to boot this again. I will say this. Earlier, I did the key combo just to see if the system had a recovery, like to see if it would boot into a recovery. And it got this other error, which I was like, what the heck does this mean? But then I ended up closing the recovery after it popped up the recovery options. And I was like, okay, let's get out of it. So I got out of the recovery. And now it's just doing this every time. And I don't understand why it's doing this. Because I haven't done anything with it. Well, let's just boot my USB, which is Hiron's. It's the older one because I found out the CPU in this computer is 32-bit only because I tried booting a Windows PE and it got this error saying that, yeah, this computer is only 32-bit, so I feel like that drive is making weird noises. This is so weird. I really hope I can get it to go back into, like, the recovery to restore, like it actually doesn't give an error. So we are going to go to Mini XP. At worst case scenario, I can get a Vista 32-bit, boot into, like, repair and have it repair it or something. But that's just really strange. The computer is starting to act weird and now it's frozen. I think. Because it booted into this before and it wasn't like this. Okay. Is this computer literally trolling me? It was working perfectly fine earlier and now it's not wanting to boot anything all of a sudden. Like, I was just messing with it earlier before the video just to see everything, and then it starts doing this. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Alright. I want to check the hard drive's health to see if it's in good condition or not. Don't freeze, please. Okay, it didn't freeze that time. I wonder how it got messed up from doing the recovery key combo. I wonder if that messed it up. Although I exited the recovery, so it couldn't have been that. The hard drive does sound like it's failing though, because I keep hearing like some beep sound or something. Is that from the hard drive? Probably. But it didn't sound good. I want to restore the recovery, but I might not be able to because this computer is being stubborn. The drive's there. And if I open disk management, what? I didn't ask. If I go into disk management, these are the partitions. So let me show you. Oh, it's because the drive is active. That's probably why. Would setting this as active break it? I would, but I don't know if that's going to break anything. I think I'm better off just having Windows repair it, because I don't know if I should, but I think I see why it's not booting now. So everything's here. There's a lot of random files on the system. I don't like that sound. This is really old. This computer was used a lot. 2006, 2007, 2015, 2007 again. Like, really old files. 2011. I swear the thing is clicking or something. I keep hearing this beep come from the computer, and I didn't hear it earlier because I had music playing in my headphones and I wasn't hearing it, but now I'm hearing it and I'm like, okay, this isn't good. And it has a data drive for some reason. I think it's a partition, but I'm not going to touch it. I don't know if this was already here from Acer or if they made this partition. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go into this, because I put crystal disk info. I thought I did. Did I not? Stop making that noise. Yeah, I did. I put the zip instead of the exe by accident. But I'm sure it'll still run. Extract. I really don't care. I thought I did, but where did it extract to? Did it extract here? Or did it extract somewhere else? I don't even know where it extracted. I thought it said it extracted to that, but no, that's not what I wanted. Now don't pop out the CD drive, please. Oh, there it is. Aww. Okay, we need to... Let's just extract the zip entirely. No, it's not what I wanted. Let's extract this. Well, I don't like that it extracted in the same location, but let's just see if it launches. Nope. A DLL was not found. Of course a DLL was not found. We can't run this, but I don't trust running it in the OS, and I can't even run it in the OS, because anytime I try, it doesn't boot. The system won't even boot. But I'll do this. I will copy the zip to the C drive, or the D drive, or whatever it wants. I'll just copy it to D. And I'll paste it there. And if we can get the system to boot, I will just run it that way. So let me, oh yeah, I can't eject it because it's booted, but let's just reboot the system and see if it'll boot again. If not, I might need to make a Vista x86, which I can do. Oh, cool. I guess we're gonna have to make a Vista x86. I don't know why it's booting in recovery every single time the system boots now, and why it's not working, but I'm going to make a Windows Vista x86 USB because I guess I need to run a repair. Hopefully it'll repair it. And then we can boot back into the recovery, hopefully, but... Failed to get partition 1 drive letter. I don't know what it's talking about. But I will be right back while I figure this out. So I'm back after about an hour because I couldn't record earlier, and also I had to make the USB, so I downloaded a Windows Vista 32-bit ISO, put it on the USB, we booted into it. We're gonna try and run like a startup repair and see if maybe it knows what the issue is. I have a feeling because that thing is active, something's wrong. Is it not even gonna find the Windows installation? What is happening? It's scanning. I hear the hard drive. Problems with your computer startup options. Do you want to apply repairs and restart your computer? Well, yeah, I do, but what's the problem? Startup options will be added. Longhorn pre-installation environment. The heck? Maybe that's the recovery. I don't know. That's so weird. Alright, well, yeah. Repair and restart. That is so weird. I think it's gonna boot now, though. So if I unplug this, right? It's gonna boot. Probably. It probably repaired it. Nope. What? What in the world? It repaired it, though. Why is it booting back to the recovery again? There's that sound again. Don't give that partition error, though. Please, don't give that partition error. Ah, it didn't do anything. I will let it try and boot again, but it probably won't. You know, I'm actually gonna do a little bit of research. So I booted back into this and I got to the screen. I'm gonna run a startup repair because it still will not boot. It still keeps going to that recovery for some reason, and it's giving an error in recovery, which if it kept booting in recovery, then sure, like, I would just, what was that? Okay, I don't know what that was. I will put a picture on the screen of what it said. But whatever that was, I hope it didn't screw up the recovery, but I also hope it boots. I might just do a recovery within Windows at this point. If I can boot into Windows. I don't want to do that key combo again after what happened. Please boot. Are you serious? I don't even know what to say. It's persistent about booting to recovery. You know, if this boots to recovery and actually lets me recover it, I'm just gonna say, let's just recover it at this point before I break it more. Again? Can I do Shift F10 in this? No, I cannot. Okay. That didn't, whatever that didn't do anything. Okay. Like, all I did earlier was boot into the recovery, but then exited the recovery. I don't know how that would break it, though. Like, I'm really confused on how that broke it. And also, it seems like something's wrong because I didn't see a system reserved partition. I saw the recovery, I saw the C drive and the data drive, but I did not see a system reserved. I feel like it's because that partition's active, but I looked it up and it said you cannot make C active, it's going to break everything. So I'm not going to do that. Unless I want to break it. I wish I had a backup of this, because I would have just restored the backup at this point and called it a day, but I don't have a backup of this, so I need to try and figure out how to recover this. Which, it's an adventure, so I guess we'll figure it out, and hopefully if I can recover this. Alright, come on. Repair your computer again. It's scanning for Windows installations again. Cannot detect a problem, but there is a problem. I think this might be something I should Google, because it says it booted successfully, but watch this. You tell me if this is booting successfully. You guys tell me, is this booting successfully? What did that even say up there? We're gonna reboot this and see what that says up there. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Or maybe I'll try the key combo again, even though it's already booting to it. Maybe I'll do the key combo again. Like that's gonna make any difference, but I can try. Alright, let's just see what it says up here. Setup is... I couldn't read the rest. To me it looked like that thing that XP says when you boot into an XP installer. I think. I'm not sure, because it was too fast. That's what it looked like. Okay, we're gonna try something. We're going to do this again. So last time to get it in recovery, like when I booted to this, I did Alt F10. So I'm gonna do Alt F10 again and see if that changes anything. exit. I don't know what it's doing. Alt F10. Okay. Did the same thing. I did Alt and F10 and it's booting back into recovery. But let's see if this is a recovery that doesn't give us an error. I mean, I doubt it. It's probably booting the same thing anyway, but it's worth a try. That hard drive sounds like it's dying, though. It did something different. Okay, guys. It did something different, so you know what? We're just gonna restore it, okay? I'm sorry, we're not showing that Vista install. It's a mess anyway. I have screenshots of it. I probably could get the install date from them. Password? I don't know it. I don't hint. Okay. I don't know what that hint is. Retry. This might be a lost cause because they put a password on the recovery. So we might have to fix Vista in order to restore this. I don't know what to say. Unless there's like a way to bypass this? Because I've never heard of there being a password to restore. What? Okay. That is just weird as heck. That's not something I've seen. So let's try to exit and see if it boots at least. Maybe it'll boot after exiting it. That drive doesn't sound good. Or maybe there's a way to get that password. It's booting all of a sudden. Okay. I'm gonna do some Googling to see if there's any way I can get rid of that password, like, or recover it if it's lost. Because maybe there's a chance it's stored in a file or a way to reset the password. Maybe there's some way I can do it so that we can actually recover the system. Although I'm gonna probably let this boot. I'll show the users. There's like 3 users on here. I forgot what they all were. And I don't know if they all have passwords or not, but I know the first one doesn't. Because I just clicked on the first one and it always works. But I don't know about the other 2. Because I don't think I've tried them. So there's 3 user accounts, as you guys can see. We got the administrator, we got Open, and we got Ryan. I don't know who those people are. I don't know who Ryan is. So, yeah, this computer was given to me, but I just log into the administrator account and it logs me in. So at least Vista's working again. But that was really weird, and I didn't even know you could have a password on that. Like, huh? Like, I never heard of that ever. That's a shocker to me. That's new to me. I am going to change the background, however, because it does show a person, and I don't want to show that in case it's, like, personal. I don't know who it is. I would rather change it, though, to respect the privacy of the owner of the system, because I don't want to show it. But the outline is red, and then it has a picture of, like, a person. I'll show. So I'm not going to show it, but I will let this load. I'll change the background, we'll look around, and I'll try and see if we can figure out how to remove that password. Alright, so we are back. I changed the wallpaper. I also did some research, and yes, there's a way to get rid of the password and reset it, which it's actually stored in a file, and when you open it with the text editor, it literally gives you the password, so that's not very secure, but at least there's a way I can get the password so we can still be able to restore this computer. I hope it works. That's what it says online to do, so when we get to that point, I really hope it does work. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you around a bit. So you guys could see there is a lot of things installed on here. There are some viruses installed on here. some not so good things, and I just don't trust this install. I would never connect this to my network because this is definitely not secure. I don't think I showed you guys the complete specs of the system, so I'm going to show you guys those. So we're going to do that. You can see the mouse pointer is like a horse running or something like that. But these are the specs. Let's make this a bit bigger. Windows Vista Home Premium. And it's got the Acer branding, Experience Index, genuine Intel CPU, T2080, 2 gigs of RAM, which I might upgrade, I'm not sure though, and 32-bit OS. And this computer does not support 64-bit, as you guys know. So let's see what kind of programs are installed. It seemed to have sped up a bit because I've just left it running for a while. So we got that going for us. So where is the programs? Because it's like really hard. I don't like this view. Like, I don't like this view. It's just really difficult to see things. But can I switch this? I'm not sure if it'll let us, but programs and features. So that isn't what is installed on this. Oh boy, there's probably some viruses on here. Can this thing stop popping up? It is super annoying. Did it just freeze? Oh no. Go away. It's loading. It's really thinking about it. It's like just loading. Okay. A lot of Acer stuff. I think this is everything. So I'm gonna scroll slowly through the list so you guys can look through them and you guys can see what's on here. Maybe that's a little bit too fast. You know, maybe I'll use the arrows just so we can arrow through them. But there is quite a bit of things installed on here, and I'm sure some of these are probably viruses. Driver update, for example, doesn't look good. Okay, can this thing stop popping up? It's getting in my way. Can I close this? Can you go away? Okay, I got interrupted, but let's just keep going down the list so that I can show these programs because it's really lagging all of a sudden now. But there is a lot of things installed on this, and certainly things that can this thing stop? Like, it keeps interrupting what we're doing and it's really annoying. But this computer is slow. I don't trust it. I'm not putting it on my network. That's also why I don't really want to plug my USB into it, because I don't trust it. But wow, Yahoo toolbar. That is, yeah. So yeah, these are all the programs that are installed on here. Quite a bit. I am going to have to probably stop the video and resume this later because unfortunately I can't record when people are around because I don't want all the background noise. I don't want the TV and all that in the background. So I record at a time where it's convenient. Oh no, we have Norton. Trojan. We have a virus? I'm clicking on that. We have a virus on here. I'm not surprised. I'm literally not surprised. We're gonna check this out. So what's the virus? I have a lot of days remaining. What did it find? I don't know how to use this. Details. That's 2011. This thing says 2006. It says the last updated the definitions in 2015, so that's probably when the system was last used. You could tell, though, the reason I don't really want to mess with the system is just because of how slow it is. Doesn't look like it found anything in that scan. But is there a way that I can check? Like settings. I wonder if there's a way I can check the logs. I don't want to click that. Just in case. Okay, it doesn't show any personal information. Alright guys, so I'm back recording at night because it's better for me to record at night, but I wanted to say this earlier, but as you guys can see, this is the old Norton that's on here, and one thing I will say is that I have a feeling that those threats are referring to these latest threat things. I don't know if those were actual threats that were on the computer. This might just be threats that existed around the time, is what it looks like, but that message might have been relating to that, but I'm unsure. But I will say this is a very old version of Norton, and I can't even tell which one this is. And it's like really old, but this computer is like super slow. So you'll see this is the about. Oh, there's a serial number. Yeah, I might want to blank that out. But, there's a serial number and everything. And all that stuff. That's crazy. So, yeah, I'm going to probably get out of this. But it's just really interesting looking at what's on here. But I'm also going to reset it and look at what's on it once I reset it too. So I'm not going to go too crazy. I also pulled up the system info so we can see the install date. And the install date is from January 2011. So I don't know if they like reset it at a later point or not. But it does have some updates. I wonder if this is like up-to-date Vista. Like I wonder if it got the last updates. I'm not entirely sure. We can check Windows Update and see if it did, but I'm not sure. I'm curious though. It is never updated. Or it says it's never updated. If I click check, even though it's not on the internet. It only shows one update that failed in 2016, so Windows Update might have gotten reset on the system. I'm not entirely sure. Or something messed it up. I don't know. This isn't gonna work. I mean, it looks like a more modern Windows Update, so it probably just reset. But we could also check the event logs, because event logs can really tell you the history of a computer just by looking at the logs. So, event viewer here. Windows logs. I think setup is updates. I clicked system by accident, although system will help us with seeing all the events that's ever happened on the computer, which is going to be probably a lot. I will say the computer definitely sped up over time because the more I've been using it, the more it seems like it's faster. I don't know if the hard drive is failing or not. It hasn't made any weird sounds lately. It did earlier today, but it hasn't been lately. Ooh, there's a ton of errors. As you can see, I'm actually going to plug a mouse in to make this easier. Well, I plugged it in, but it's not working, and I've tried different ports, and it's still not working, so I don't know why, but the USB ports aren't working. Maybe there's other issues, maybe there's, like, something preventing it from working, but I find that really strange. But I'm not going to question it. I mean, I am going to question it a bit, but there's a lot of errors. This computer might just be corrupted or something, and it's preventing the mouse from working. I'm not really sure. It's really slow. It's constantly loading the mouse, like, all the time. Let's open Task Manager. Yeah, it's using a lot of CPU. as you can see. Let's see what's using the CPU. Whatever that is. Oh, is it running a scan or something? Because that's Symantec. Yeah, I'm not really sure. That might be slowing it down. That's weird, the mouse doesn't work. And I know this is a good mouse. But yeah, there's a lot of errors. Way too many errors to sort through. But if I go to the very bottom, 2015, the oldest event. I wonder if, like, this has anything to do with anything. I'm just looking just because, why not? But there's a lot of events on here. So I think setup is the one that says the updates. It 2011. That's weird. It installed, I think, .NET features or something. What's before that? Some update was installed. I wonder, it says it, I could tell it updated, but it's missing a lot of events. Unless the event log, like, got cleared, but it couldn't have, because these are 2011. Around when the install was made. So I really don't understand this. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this install, because I do want to actually restore it and do the rest, but yeah, there are Windows updates in here, so it definitely did updates in 2015. It just didn't store them and set up. Maybe Vista doesn't do that. But the system has been updating, it looks like. So it probably does have all the Vista updates. I wonder what the OEM is going to have. Okay, well, we're going to close the event log. We can see there's a lot of programs. I might log into the other user just to see what the other user looks like, but let's actually go to the control panel. They might have passwords on them. I'm not sure. User accounts. Manage another. They don't. Because I click on open. Well, it might. I know it doesn't because it says create a password. So none of these accounts have passwords on them. So let's try to log off of this user. And let's try logging into the other user accounts and seeing if they're any different. Because I'm honestly curious. There's 3 user accounts on here. I want to see what they look like. Alright, let's go to open. Don't want to show that. Alright, so I had to set a random background because apparently it was personal, but this might explain why our mouse doesn't work. It's saying we need driver software, which is so weird. Sure, locate and install it, even though this isn't on the internet, it might not work. Yeah, sure, continue. And you can see firewall is turned off as well. That can't be good that the firewall's turned off. And there's something wrong with malware protection. You want Security Center to monitor that. So they must have done that. But then it says Security Central is turned on. It's so weird. There's a lot of stuff. And if you want to see, this Chrome is super old. Like, I haven't seen a Chrome look so old in a while. So, let's find out the version of Chrome. This isn't even Chrome. Okay. Cross browse? It looked like Chrome. This isn't even Chrome. Wow. And it's from 2006? Okay, so this isn't even Chrome. It must be some, like, crapware. This is Chrome. Let's see what the actual Chrome version is, because that was not Google Chrome. It looked like Chrome, it fooled me. But it's not. Alright, Spotify. How old of a Spotify is this? So apparently Spotify is just at a login page. Close. Let's see how slow this is. Now this is a very oldish Chrome, but then again, it's not too old because it says it won't receive updates because XP and Vista are no longer supported. We're not going to restore pages. Help. About. What is this doing? It's so slow. I clicked it, but it's just not loading. I'm closing this other one. I think I closed Chrome by accident. I have a feeling it'll be much quicker once I restore this, if I can. The mouse still doesn't work. So let's try to go back to About Chrome. Doesn't even launch. If I had to guess, probably from 2015. Hint, it won't receive updates because it's not supported, so it's on the last version of Chrome then. Which is right there, version 49. It probably says 2006 because the date thinks it's 2006 on here. But that's probably a Chrome from like 2015, if I have to be honest. I actually don't know. But this is this computer. And I guess we are going to, I'll look at the programs list, but it's probably going to be the same or similar. And then there's only one more user, and then we're just going to go ahead and try and reset it. I'm not going to go too crazy into this. Although this is an adventure, so it is meant to be long. So this video is meant to be a very long video, basically like a movie of working on a computer, because I used to do these a long time ago. I do like how this is actually a normal mouse cursor. The first user was, yeah, I didn't like the mouse cursor. It was like... So this is all the software. It's probably the same. But if you want to look through it, you can. Because I am showing it in the video. And you can pause at any moment if you want to look through it. I'll probably look through it more when I edit the video. But that's all the software on it. And I could tell that it's got a ton of things that look like they're probably viruses. So, definitely got some shady things. Now, let's go on the third account. And then we're going to try and get the recovery password from a Hiren's USB. Because we're going to boot back into that, into the mini Windows XP. And we're going to see if we can grab it from there. So let's go on the last user account. And I'm going to point the camera down because every single account has had a personal photo as the desktop background. I don't know if this one does or doesn't, so just to be safe, I'm pointing the camera down. And it does. I figured that was going to happen. The mouse is frozen, so I can't even Hold on. It's complaining about the firewall being turned off again. This computer definitely got a lot of use, though. I probably will go to the BIOS and set the right time and date before we do it, so that way the install date will be correct and everything. Something stopped working. Whatever this is, oh, that's nice. MindSpark toolbar platform. Yeah, it's probably a virus. I'm just trying to change the background right now, which is why I'm not showing the system, because I'm trying to change it. But now I probably see why this computer is super slow. And why they stopped using it. It's like really hard to use. And it crashed again. There is a picture of their dog. That can't be too personal, right? It's a picture of their dog. Let's just put that on the screen, because it's just a dog, so it's not going to actually be that personal. But, can't check for updates, probably because it's not on the internet. What happens if I click on it? It's popping up about the driver again. Oh, it's trying to check for updates. What? Google Play Music Manager added. Couldn't connect to Google Play. Okay. Oh, did it get the driver? Do you really want to exit? Yes, I really want to exit. Let's see if this works. Nope. Still not working. I love that error. I know there's probably like files and stuff on the desktop. I don't even know who these people are, so I don't know who Ryan is. So Ryan, if you're out here watching this video, I got your computer somehow. But I doubt they care about it anymore. So let's check the installed apps on this one. I'm not going to go into any of the files because they're not mine and they're getting wiped. This awful toolbar up here. What is that? And there's a Norton widget. My goodness. This is just... Jeez. Like, what? Alright, so I am back, and as you guys can see, these are all the programs that are also installed on this other account, which I accidentally scrolled too much. But let's just do this a bit slower. So these are all the programs that are installed. I'm sure there are some questionable programs probably in here. Jeez, I'm scrolling too much. But feel free to, I'll just do this. Feel free to pause at any time. But these are the programs. And for some reason there's 2 Spotifys. And they look really old. I'm from 2011. I remember Real Player. This was a program I used to use like many years ago, back in like 2010. Even maybe earlier than that too, like even 2008 and 9 I used that program. So, I will say, it was a program I used to use back in the day. And again, it's got a lot of stuff on here. There's an HP program on here. Probably from the HP printers. Obviously, this is going to get reset very soon. So my plan is, I'm going to boot, which, this is a Hiren's, and I'm going to boot this, and it has mini XP, because I have to use the old one because this CPU is 32-bit only. We're going to boot into it and follow the instructions for trying to get the password and see if they work. So hopefully I will be able to obtain that. So I'm going to do that very soon. But first, let's see the space. The drive is pretty much full. So yeah, it desperately needs it. And this data drive has got stuff on it. But, oh, I forgot about this. Crystal Disk Info. I forgot I was going to launch this on here. You know, let's actually see if the hard drive is failing, which I really hope to God it isn't failing, because I do legitimately don't want it to die since it still has the OEM partitions and everything. Which I probably will back those up, but I really hope it's not failing. Because that would not be good if the drive was failing. I'm still probably going to restore it anyway, even if it is failing. And just hope that it works, but if not, oh well, I can put something else on here. But we'll see if the drive is failing. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the drive is failing? Feel free to leave a comment of if you think the drive is dying or not. Although based on the sounds, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a caution. It's probably going to make that sound. Let's open it. Alright, moment of truth. Don't do it. I don't hear anything. But I don't see it either. Does that mean the drive is not failing? I think it's thinking. Hasn't made the sound yet. Oh. So the drive's apparently in good condition, and it's a Hitachi 120 gig. And it's not been used that much. I mean, it's uptime 1 year, 22 days, 10 hours. Power on count 3,993 times. The drive is still in good condition. That's not bad. And I know there's like a way you can read it easier. I'm trying to find that. I think it's 10 DEC. So, if I move this up. Yeah. You guys can see that it's not in bad shape, so that's actually really good. Now, my only worry is that I'm not entirely sure if Acer splitted the partitions like this, or if they shrunk it and did that. I'm not sure if that like was an Acer thing, or if it did that. But, I mean, I'm sure the recovery will do something about it, and if not, we can always delete it if we need to. But we are going to try this and see if this will work. So what I'm going to do is, because I think we've seen enough of the computer, I'm going to boot into this, which I'm going to turn this off first, because I want it to be completely off. I don't want to plug the USB in while the system's booted, just in case, you know. Alright, so we are going to boot the computer. Wait, is it F12? No, this is F12. I almost pushed F11. So we're going to boot this into our Hirons. Which, fun fact, the boot menu on this computer was actually disabled, and I had to enable it in the BIOS. Which we will go to the BIOS before we do the restore, so that way we can make sure we set the BIOS date and all of that to be correct. But I really hope that this does work. No, let's actually do that now, because it looks like it's frozen. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it on. And we're going to press F2. It beeped at me. Don't beep at me. Please don't beep at me. So, today is September 17th of 2022. And the time, we'll just say it's 8 o'clock. And then I will hit enter in when it hits 8 o'clock. So hold on. Alright, got it. I don't know if this is 24-hour time. I might have to change it to be 24-hour, because that might be 8 a.m. that I set it to. But surprisingly, it looks like there's no BIOS passwords. There's no hard drive passwords. So that's good to hear. We're going to exit saving. I'll fix the time later if that's the case before we boot it again the next time. But let's boot our Mini XP. Sometimes it likes to freeze during the startup process. But it looks like it's working this time. So that's really cool. Hearing that sound again. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Let's see if our mouse works. It does work, so we can use our mouse in this. Funny how our mouse works in Windows XP, but it didn't work in Vista. It's very warm because there's a fan right here blowing out air. Now if we open this, I see all the stuff except I don't see the recovery, so we're gonna have to like get the recovery to show up. But let's open disk management. I think we have to give it a drive letter. We could do this in disk part as well, but I'm just gonna do it through this. I cannot. It says it's unknown. Wonder why I can't give it a drive letter. Did they make it that difficult? Heck, I might have to use disk part commands. If I have to do that, I will probably do it off camera and then show what I did because it would be easier for me. So I don't have to hold the camera or set it down. Alright guys, so I have some updates. I decided to use Linux instead of Windows to try and get the password, and I actually did have success. I had a little bit of trouble at first because I was looking up guides and stuff, and I had to look and get the right commands, but as you guys can see, at the end I did get the result I wanted to get because you can see I actually got the password right there. So we are going to try and boot back into the recovery and enter that password, and we're going to see if it actually works. So before we do that though, I do want to boot back to the OS and make sure the time's correct because I have a feeling I didn't do it necessarily correct. So we are going to check that. Also, one thing I noticed, after mounting the partition, it still doesn't show up in the file manager. And I find that really interesting that even in the file manager, you're still not able to see the partition. Like, they really hid the recovery partition well. Like, it's super hidden. To the point where Linux can't even see it fully. But at least we were able to get the file, or view the file that had the password in it, which helped us because, yeah, I got the password now. So now we can actually restore it. I'm thinking maybe after the restore, we can probably remove the password. But I want to boot this up and make sure that the time is correct and stuff. I'm glad that we're finally going to be restoring the system, which is what I've been wanting to do in this video. But before, it was just being a complete pain just to figure out what the password was. And before, how after I booted in recovery and went out of it, it didn't even want to start anymore. Like, that was so weird, in my opinion. So I'm going to log in and check this real fast. Alright guys, that's going to conclude part 1 of the Acer computer adventure. I decided this was a good stopping point, and I'd rather have the recovery be in the next video. So you guys will be seeing me recover the computer in the next video and doing all the stuff on it. But I really hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm glad to be making a computer adventure again because it's been so long since I've made one and I really enjoy making them a lot. So my plan is, after this video goes live, a few days later, I'm probably going to have part 2 go up, maybe even a day after. Leave a comment of what you guys want to see, but I already have both of these videos edited by the time you guys are watching this because I'm not uploading any of them until the videos are both edited. So the other one is probably going to be around the same length, might be a little bit longer, but again, this was a good stopping point for the video. But it should be a little over an hour for that one. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys will be seeing another one though. This isn't the end. I know you guys are left on a cliffhanger. You guys want to see me restore it, but you guys will see me restore it in the next video. So that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this a lot. And you guys will be seeing part 2.